Welcome back to the channel everyone, and to a brand new break par episode at the quite spectacular Headingley Golf Club. I mean, the weather is a little bit all over the place. Tees up on the first hole, so it's not quite as daunting as I thought, so I'm just hitting a 4-iron, 2 bunkers to avoid on either side of the fairway, but don't really want to be going too far down the hill. This should leave us a wedge in, we've hit it well. Don't forget to poke your little tootsies on the subscribe button and like the video, or don't like it if you're not enjoying it. Second shot then, down the hill, 130 yards, quite a long way downhill, but it's also into the wind, so it's just a stock wedge for me, and I've hit a gun, I think. Very happy with that on the first. Got the joggers on, ankles are freezing. Good job there's no close-ups because my ankles are also disgusting. That's not disgusting though, and we've birdied the first. Wowzers. Right then, second hole, into the wind, slightly uphill, and a right to left sloping hole, so I'm just trying to hit a fade off the left edge of the fairway, just against the slope, and we've done that. Made a complete hash of the club twirl at the end, but never mind. All the way up into the fairway here. We've got about 130 yards, playing slightly uphill and into the breeze, so I'm just hitting a full 9-iron. Pin's somewhere near the front. Probably needed all of this and some to get there, as the 9-iron will only really go about 140 yards, and we've just come up short. So we have 25 feet here, just up the slope, off the fringe and up the hill and over and away, and I've left it short. But it was just a tap-in, so on to the third, and another similar length hole, continuing the theme of the right to left slopes, and again, same thing here, just peel one left to right from the left side of the fairway, and we've done it perfectly, and the club toe light this time. Excellent news, that's always a good sign. So we're in the middle of the fairway for a third hole in a row. This time we have an 8-iron up the hill, and everything is going to bounce from right to left as we look at it. So I'm aiming this at the right edge of the green, and if I hit a draw, that would be lovely. I don't think I've really done that, but I've covered that front right bunker and it's hopped onto the left, and we have a makeable putt. Although the weather has suddenly taken a huge turn and I'm freezing. Maybe gave this a little bit too much respect and didn't hit it hard enough, but nobody complains about a tap-in par, or they shouldn't. As the weather continues to upset me, we're now onto one of the shorter par 4s, and we've suddenly changed to a right to left slope again. Don't want to be going right, but I have, because I'm a spoon, and that looks like it's in trouble, and we need a provisional. Here it comes then. Not a long hole, only 340 odd yards, and I actually thought I'd pulled the provisional ball, but it turns out that was perfect. First one was out of bounds, and oh dear. Now we're struggling to save just a bogey. This is 110 yards, so I have a 50-degree wedge. Uphill into the wind again, and you don't want to miss left. Definitely caught that a groove low, potentially thin, and didn't get any draw, and we've ended up in quite an iffy spot, and you can't tell from the camera angle, but this is quite a long way downhill. Although fortunately in winter it's not that quick. This would have been diabolically difficult in summer, I would imagine. This for a double then. Thank God we've made that. Although that scuppers our plans of break par, because we're now 1 over par after a great start. But we've suddenly moved from right to left sloping fairways to a left to right sloping fairway, and a very odd finish again. Seem to have got this helicopter out quite many times recently, but it worked. Fortunately the wind was into off the right, so that kind of straightened my ball flight. Middle of the fairway yet again. 52 degree in hand and just a 3/4 from 95 yards, and this is straight at it. When I hit it I thought it might be a little bit short, but the flag was actually a bit closer to the front of the green than I thought, and there's only about 7 feet for birdie here. But unfortunately I've just belted that through the break a little bit and it just lipped out. So just a par. Not too upset with that though, and we move to the first par 3 of the front 9. Great views. Don't know what I'm looking at, but this is 165 yards into the wind again, and I'm just hitting 3/4 6-iron. Was aiming it at the middle of the green, and if the wind pushed it that would have worked, but I pushed it, the wind pushed it, and now I've short-sided myself. Probably not the place to miss it, and now we have to get a flop out just to try and get up and down. And oh my god, I've nearly holed out. That would have been insane. But needless to say, a very good up and down with not much green to work with, and a par there was good after that tee shot. And now finally we have a par 5 and downwind, and the apocalypse is setting. So you can see those trees just to the right of my body. I'm aiming it at that and letting the wind take it. But that was a horrendous golf swing by my standards. I'm usually quite good from the tee, but that has just been boffed into the trees. And we're still 300 yards away on this very long par 5, rounding about the 550 mark. So this is a 4-iron punch shot, just to get back in play really and try and get me a wedge to the green. And I'm quite fortunate that I've played that nicely. So this is another shot which looked a bit deceiving. It didn't look too far, but playing about 90 yards and 5 yards uphill, so another 3/4 gap wedge. And again, the line is absolutely superb. But as I kind of thought when I was stood over that ball, it wasn't as far as my watch was actually telling me. So I'm a bit long, but this for birdie, and this would have been nasty in summer. Oh my god. Full 360 horseshoe, and leave a like for that birdie. We're back to level and the roller coaster continues. Hole 8 is another par 5 this time. We're going back the opposite way. Only thing we really want to do is avoid the ditch on the left and the thick rough on the right. Plenty of room to get the ball in, but again my driver is not really working, and that's in the thick stuff again. This time we've got 190 yards to the green and a 5-iron in hand, but realistically I'm just trying to make good contact with this because that is a dangerous thing to do out of thick rough, hit a long iron. But I've struck it pretty well. Annoyingly, I would have liked to have been left of this hole location to leave me some kind of green to work with, but now I've got to go up and over a bunker, and the old flopsicle needed again. We've got about 35 yards, so it's a fairly decent swipe. And I've done what can only be described as a 10 out of 10 job there. Couldn't really ask for better, and this is just a 4-footer to clean up for the birdie, which I've made, and we're under par again. And hang on a second, a par here, and we've made the perfect start. Now, quite a long par 4 at 390, but downhill and downwind, but yet again the driver is just absolutely everywhere. Well, it's not everywhere, it's literally right on every hole pretty much, and I'm on the other hole. Not too bad though. Got a wedge in from about 135 yards, but it's playing slightly downhill and the wind is hard left to right, so we're just aiming at the heart of the green and letting the wind take it. And again, I've hit a nice one. Don't know what's wrong with my driver, but the rest of my game seems to be in decent shape. Waterproofs are on, the joggers have gone because I'm freezing. Downhill putt, got scared of it, left it short. But that's a 1 under par front 9, and we will definitely be looking forward to playing next week, where